It's another edition of In the Seats here on Ticket TV. We are at Memorial Gym on the University of Maine campus, joined by Maeve Carroll of the women's basketball team. Thanks for joining us. Let's start first with, how did you end up at Maine? You grew up in Virginia. How did you end up here?
Well, Maine was it came in late in the recruiting process, but for basketball-wise, I didn't have very many offers, and Maine kind of took a chance on me. And I knew about Maine because my brother played football at UNH, and I had some family in New England, so it was a great fit, and I love the New England area. So.
And you have some Northeast ties. You said your brother played football at UNH. Mm-hmm. Any sibling rivalry now with the rivalry between Maine and UNH?
Well, we actually made a pact. So when football plays Maine, I have to cheer for UNH, and then when we play UNH, he has to cheer for Maine. So when we would be at UNH, he has a Maine shirt on, and the football coach would walk in, and he'd be like, "What is that?"
So he's at least supporting you. You support him. That's good.
Yeah, we met halfway. Yeah,
good.
But now he's gone now, so that's done.
And you have other Northeast ties. Your parents both played in college too.
Mm-hmm. My dad played soccer at Brown in Rhode Island, but my mom she played field hockey, but she stayed in Virginia.
And you guys picked different sports entirely. What was it like growing up as a kid? It must be really competitive in your family.
Yeah, I would say we're all pretty competitive people, but that makes it more fun. No, we all played different sports. Growing up, my parents kind of let you choose. You did a little bit of everything, so we kind of figured out on our own which one we wanted and which one we loved.
Is it even competitive in board games, like playing Monopoly or whatever? Anything around the house, is everything competitive?
Yes, everything is competitive.
And who wins most?
That's tough because, I wouldn't say there's someone who wins a lot. I would just say it kind of breaks down into a lot of fighting.
Good. All right. Yeah, so that's a good way to end it, too. Yeah, nice holidays ends with fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
So you tried out a number of different sports as a kid. What made you decide to go with basketball, and when did you kind of realize I could play in college?
Well, my sophomore year in high school, it kind of came down to lacrosse and basketball for me, and I just kind of I just found myself enjoying basketball so much more, and I would want to spend my free time shooting in the gym or watching basketball, and that's kind of when I decided I just love the whole culture of basketball more. And that sophomore year, I decided I'm gonna pursue this and try to play college basketball.
And nobody hit you with a stick in basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't cold.
Right, yeah, you're inside where it's always warm.
Yeah.
So what's it like when you came here? It's a big difference climate-wise. Your brother has been at UNH, but it's different when you experience it yourself.
Yeah. Honestly, when I was deciding on colleges, and I loved Maine, the only thing holding me back was the weather. After experiencing it for 1 year, I can say that nothing surprises me anymore, but it's still really hard to get through the winter.
So you're probably not going to live in Maine after you graduate.
Yeah, probably not. I think probably not. I will definitely come back and visit, though. Love Maine in the summertime.
Right. Maine in the summertime is awesome.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too hot. It's wonderful.
It's my favorite time to be here. I make a point to come up we don't have to be here in the summertime. Coach Vashon doesn't make it mandatory, but I make a point to come up here because it's so beautiful.
And that's one of the things I think people don't realize how beautiful campus is too in the summertime, because they see it in the winter during the school year, or maybe even after while the leaves change is fine. But it's really a beautiful campus in the summer.
Yeah, it really is. And I think it's pretty in the winter too, but after the first 3 snowfalls, you're just kind of over that.
And then it's only early December.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you get a chance to get home much? It's a long ways. It's not like this is a day drive to get back and forth. There's not a couple hours to go home. Do you ever get a chance to see family? Do they come up and watch?
They do. My family actually, I love my parents. They make a point to come to, with all 3 of us, they make a point to come to a lot of games already. They've been to 4 games this year. They'll drive up to 5 to 6 hours, or they've got a plane up the weekend. Maine and UNH football played each other. They played at UNH. They got a rental car, drove up to Portland. The next day we played in Portland. So they find a way. But I don't really get home as much, just usually Christmas break and summer break. But it also helps that we'll play teams around DC, and UMBC's in our league, which is only probably I want to say like an hour and a half maybe from me. So I always get to see my family at least once during conference.
So far in your 2+ years, almost 3 full years here, what's the best place that you've gone to play? And I guess let's also add, what's the worst place?
Okay. The best, that's tough. Honestly, I loved Mississippi State. That was that experience was unreal. That was just being in that like gym and the atmosphere. That was like crazy. And I mean, it was like Mississippi State. Like that was definitely that was up there. I also liked UNC just because all the history at UNC. Worst place? I'm trying to think.
You'll never see it. Don't worry about it.
Honestly, I don't really Vermont. They're, I mean, like, just because their gym's like not that nice.
And it's yellow.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like yellow.
It has to be a terrible shooting gym if you're not used to those lights.
Yeah, and it's just so old that it's like you feel like you're just in an old high school gym. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I would say that's probably just the worst gym.
Yeah, I understand. And they'll never see this. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So what's been your best time about being at Maine? What's the best part? Is it the teammates? Is it classes? It's not the weather? What is it? What's the best part about being here?
I would say it's our team. Like, we're all so different, but we are such a close-knit team. Like, we get along so well, and like, or even if we don't, like, there might be a disagreement on the court or off the court, like, we find a way to get around it. Like, I think in just having a close-knit team like we do makes the experience so much better. Like, especially, like, we go through so much hard stuff. Like, you go through workouts that you don't want to be at, but, like, having the team and, like, the teammates that I do makes it fun every day.
And what's it like to be in that team, in that locker room? You guys have had 2 trips to the NCAA tournament. Not everybody gets that opportunity. I mean, it must be, the bonding experience must be so wonderful when you're going on those trips.
Yeah, I mean, we're a very close group. So I would sometimes a little bit too close, but no, yeah, we definitely have a lot of fun, and like that's another thing. We've gone to NCAA twice now. Like we also have very high standards, and we all hold each other to those standards, which also like makes it fun and competitive.
All right, so after UMaine, after you graduate, what are you majoring in? What's the next step in life?
I'm a business finance major. I don't necessarily know what the next step is in life, but it could literally be anything. I mean, I have a business degree, but like I'm open to anything, really.
Just see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I've thought about maybe still playing basketball a little bit after college, or whatever happens.
Get into coaching?
Yeah, I would consider coaching. But yeah, no.
Do you want to be a referee?
No, I was a referee for 3rd grade girls basketball when I was in high school, and that was the most stressful job. Those parents will yell at you.
Does it make it different for you when you're playing then? You don't question the officials' calls?
I mean, no, I obviously question all of their calls, but I feel for them.
You understand what it's like.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, we're in the seats here on Ticket TV with Maeve Carroll on 92.9 The Ticket.